Hey Salma, what do you want for dinner?
Kind of craving chicken kebabs, Turkish style.
Yeah, I was thinking pasta.
How about we mix both?
Okay, let's try that. Could probably use these, can't we? That'll be good. Alright, it's a weeknight, so my goal is to make this Beyti Kebab inspired pasta in the shortest time possible. Within 30 minutes, I'll have layered together loads of savoury flavours to create a creamy, irresistible sauce that makes this pasta a real winner. The first step to making it is prepping 600 grams of chicken breast. To give my meal a bit of substance, I've chosen not to use mince, and instead I'm chopping these breasts into smallish cubes about 1 to 2 centimeters wide, which should give me a nice bite. I'll flavour these with a simple Turkish inspired wet rub. Into a bowl goes 1 teaspoon each of salt, paprika, Turkish or Greek oregano, and garlic powder. I follow those up with half a teaspoon of cumin and half a teaspoon of black pepper, then 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'll give that a quick mix and then add the chicken and toss it all together. Those are now nicely coated, so I can move on to prepping my veg, which is simply 1 finely diced onion, then a sweet red pepper, also finely diced, and a couple of green chilies sliced thinly. Time to head over to the stove. I'm going to cook the pasta using one of my favourite flavour hacks by simply adding a stock cube to the water. The pasta will absorb its flavour and amplify the chickeny savouriness of my dinner, for which I'm going to be using this shell-shaped pasta, which is perfect for scooping up sauces and little bits of meat. In goes 250 grams, and I'll cook this to al dente, which the packet says takes 11 minutes. Once I've set my timer, I'll get started cooking the chicken. Into a large sauté pan on medium-high heat, I'll add 15 grams of butter. Once it's all melted, I'll toss in the diced onions and sauté for a few minutes until they start to soften and brown. I pulled them to one side, then it's time to add the chicken and spread it out in the pan. I'll cook it for about 2 minutes, then give it a good mix and continue cooking it for another 4. At this point my pasta is done cooking, but I need to harvest some of the starchy pasta water or stock to make the creamy sauce. I'll keep about 400 milliliters aside and then drain the pasta in a colander. And while I was doing that, the chicken is pretty much cooked through, so let's start layering the flavours. I'll add the peppers and give them a quick sauté for a minute or 2, then I'll go in with 4 cloves of minced garlic. Sauté that for about 60 to 90 seconds, then come the flavour bombs. First is 30 grams of red pepper paste and then 15 grams of tomato paste. They'll add tons of flavour, but if you don't have red pepper paste, sub it with more tomato paste. I'll mix them briefly with the chicken, then it's time for the spices. Into the pan I'll add 3 teaspoons of oregano, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of sumac, half a teaspoon of Turkish chili flakes, and half a teaspoon of black pepper. I also added a quarter teaspoon of salt, though you might not need it if your pasta water is salty enough. Now I'll just cook them off with the paste until some browning or fronde starts to build on the base of the pan, then I can start adding the pasta water a little at a time. The first 100 milliliters or so will deglaze the pan and lift all that flavourful browning into the sauce. I'll keep adding more until I've used about 300 to 400 ml, and will you take a look at that. That is one of the most flavourful and aromatic sauces I've ever made, but I'll take it a step further by making it creamy with the help of 45 grams of cream cheese. That should melt right into the sauce and thicken it into a delicious creamy mixture, perfect for coating the pasta. In the pasta goes, and then I'll give it one final mix to make sure every piece is thoroughly coated in that lip-smacking flavour. This looks like an absolute banger, and it only takes half an hour to make. To finish it off in true Turkish kebab style, I'm going in with a massive dollop of strained yogurt and then sprinkling on some parsley and chili flakes. Trust me, you don't want to sleep on this. The contrast between the yogurt and super flavorful pasta take it to the next level.
Oh yum, that's so good. It does taste like a beyti.
Right?
And the yogurt just brings it together.
It'll be so good with the lamb as well. That was a good idea.
It was.
Yes.